braces are making this real difficult to talk. Feels like I'm drooling. My name is Sam McGee. I am a cinematographer in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. I got to DP my first short film. It's a narrative drama. It's 30 minutes long. It's very long. Written and directed by my friend Jordan Halland. We just submitted to Tribeca. We'll see how that goes. Today I want to talk about some of the lighting scenarios in this film. One of the biggest issues I have with YouTube, with TikTok, with social platforms at all, everyone is now an authority on lighting. Just because the title of your video says this is how you light a car scene at night does not mean that is gospel. Oh, geez. I just cut my finger. On this short film, my first assistant camera operator, Max Delsid, he and I lit this night dialogue scene, this nighttime dialogue scene in a car. We were in downtown Livingston, Montana at night. There's a mom talking to her son in the car. We had some ideas on how we wanted to light this, but we wanted to investigate some feelings. We started lighting and moving light around based on how we wanted it to feel and how we wanted personally to feel watching this. My first tip is to throw the rule book out and go with feeling. First tip is to throw the book away. Second tip is to grab the book back. First of all, we were filming this on an ARRI Alexa Mini LF. We had the aperture wide open. A Canon Sumire Prime F2, T2, T-stops, because we're professionals. Keep in mind, I am not a colorist. Full on, as dark as we can get it, okay? The very first thing we did was light this based on what we saw in the scene. We are on this little Montana downtown street with all these crazy colored lights. This is a reference photo from my Hasselblad 907X. This is a great tool for taking reference photos to match up with the ARRI because it's a similar size sensor. I'm gonna do an update video on this thing because look at the rubber on this. I mean, look at that. We've lost parts. I mean, this thing is being abused. There's a lot of neon lights across the street that are pointing back into the car through the front window. They're right outside a train station. When we're looking at the mom in the driver's seat, we're looking into the train station. My immediate desire was to have this mostly backlit. I wanted this to feel very, very dark. I wanted to get a little darker than Jordan, our director, wanted to go. This is our first attempt at lighting this conversation, this dialogue scene. Here's an image, a reference image, our first lighting scenario, and it's super red. We put a light in front of the car. We wanted it to feel like the neon lights across the street pouring into the car, and then backlit pretty heavily from what would be the overhead lights in the train station. Our first attempt at lighting this, we went way more red and way more front-facing with the lights coming straight through the front window. And that felt fine in this image. I love the way that it feels. In the actual footage, I'm not too much of a fan, and neither was Jordan, so we switched it up a little bit. In this second attempt, instead of red, we looked closer at the much brighter cafe sign across the street. We toned down the red, we've shaped our light, we moved it over to the other side of the car, and now we've decided to soften the light.
So I was just seeing if you guys were too busy, had some meetings or anything. I was thinking of swinging by here in a bit.
You can totally swing by. I'm shooting something in the office that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, just because I'd like, ideally, to get it out today.
You want it out today? Was that expressed and I missed that? If you want to have it out today, I will shift my gears. Tip number 3 is always ask for a deadline. Holy shoot. Tip number 4, only ever work for a director who owns an adventure grip truck company. Jordan Halland has Kayak, which is a Bronco outfitted with C-stands, lights, tripods, power, radios, batteries. The amount of V-mount batteries that are all currently charging inside that thing are insane. It's lifted. He drives around Montana and shoots a lot of documentaries. We pulled all of our lights from Kayak. This is our final lighting scenario. So lighting a car at night. Here we go. Tip number 5 is to think this through before you start talking to a camera. Here is our key light, and then we've got hair light all the way in the back. It's coming basically from where the train station's orbs are, the found light, to backlight everything. And then we have another quasar tube inside the car to feel like it's basically more like from the train station, or maybe it's another neon light, maybe it's another tungsten light from outside, a sign or something. Max, my AC, realized their eyes were like freaking sharks. We couldn't see their eyes, so he put a little camping LED light in there, just kind of like gaff taped it to the dash, and boom, eye light. This is nighttime. There's no thick blue lights. It's just dark. And there's lights from all around coming into this car. Camera is on the dark side of both of their faces. Now, the only other thing that I'm gonna say is that we had to flip-flop it around to see, look at this. You can't just go and shoot from one side and then all of a sudden magically have it work from the other side, because all the lights would be in the frame. So my tip number 8 is go flip the lights around. Is that a tip? No, it's not really. Hey, Dane.
Samuel McGee.
Oh, cool. Okay, good. All right, bye. I'm never going to finish this. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I'm talking about this. Go shoot something and figure it out. We lit this like this, and look, it looks nice. That's the whole point of it, is that it just felt nice. It felt right. I am not telling you how to shoot your movie. Is my hat straight? Oh my gosh. I love found light. I love working with the light I'm given. The first time we shot this scene, we rearranged the car so we had this crazy green light flooding into the car, and that was great, but nothing was clean, nothing was nuanced, nothing was intentional. It was just a quick decision. And so the second time we got to go out there and really think about it and really go off of the feeling, we were able to design something that was repeatable. I am a big fan of Volandes. Been following you for forever, and I love your stuff, but you shoot everything as if it's a movie. You also talk about found light, and one of the things I noticed in one of your recent videos was the one problem I saw from a filmmaking perspective, if you're going to go make a movie, is that found light, oftentimes, my favorite found light is not repeatable. You're going to lose the light. It's going to move. The sun's going to move. You're not going to have those streaks coming in anymore. If you're shooting at blue hour, it's gone. And you got to get the dialogue again. You got to go back. You got to reshoot. You know, we went late into the night. I thought this dialogue scene was going to be blue hour. Look at all my test shots. All my test shots are blue hour. But we shot over and over and over again. And so now I got to just give up. It's going to be black. And I have to pull out the lights. Found light is amazing until you need to repeat it. Tip number 29, analyze what it is you like about the found light and then figure out how to recreate that. I went to school for this. Studio, location, product photography, portraiture. I studied this in college. I paid for this. I gave my instructors the middle finger metaphorically and told them that I'm just gonna use found light for forever. Ever since, I have had to modify lights and use studio lighting and location lighting, and then I regret giving them a metaphorical middle finger. My computer just died. Whoops. Well, I guess that's the end of that video. Tip number 30 is make sure your computer is actually plugged in and powered.